said noodles and not like tentacles.
Well, then the tentacles.
Yeah.
Then what about the part about the lima beans in the car chase?
Jesus fucking Christ. Can we
Yes.
start this goddamn episode now?
Ready when you are, Mon Capitan.
Thank you. Welcome back to Regan's Rants and Raves. My name is Ellie, your hostess with the mostest, and today we'll be bitching about, ranting, and raving about 2019's Crawl. Now, if you have not seen it, please stop listening right now and go take care of that. If you have seen it, please sit back and relax as we talk about this fucking Gator movie.
Relax.
You know what?
I couldn't relax during this movie.
That's going to be your stripper name. Relax.
Relax.
It's going to be a lot of you lounging nude.
Do I get a choice
stage.
in this matter?
No.
Oh.
I pick the stripper names. You just need to deal with it. Mine's Butterball Turkey. His is heh. And
If I can come up with a better one, can I run that
you
by
can
you?
approach it to me and approach it to the board.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Thank you.
She's the board.
I am the board. It is just me.
I am the Senate.
Like that, but yeah.
But worse.
Alrighty. So, what the actual fuck did we think about this movie? I will say, first off, actually, I thought there was going to be less people in the movie theater when we went to go see it.
Yeah?
I thought there was going to be less. But there was 6.
You counted?
And us. Yes, I did count.
You counted and
So
you
8
remembered.
total.
Yeah, no, legitimately, I remembered for this moment for me to say something about it.
I don't think
Just because I thought it was going to be a lot more. And I thought there was going to be more in Midsummer, and there wasn't.
Well, it was also a few weeks later.
It was,
Yeah.
but still, I for some reason expected it to be heavier.
Yeah.
Joel and I and a couple other friends went to go see it. There were more people when we saw Stuber right after than there were in Crawl. And that was surprising.
We're going to revisit Stuart, privately.
Yes.
Anyways, so...
What about Crawl?
Okay, you fucking start, Nick, because I'm ready. I'm just
All
not
right.
happy about it.
I'm going to preface this by saying one of my worst fears in this world is alligators and
Are you
crocodiles.
fucking kidding me?
I am not fucking kidding you, Dad. I am deathly terrified of crocodiles and alligators. They creep me the fuck out. I feel like they could just sneak up on me at any point. That's why I never want to go to Florida again, except if it's Universal or Disney World. And I'm terrified of swamps, even more so than because of Shrek. And
Body. Anyways.
Donkey.
no, they scare the shit out of me. They honestly do. I am deathly terrified of crocodiles and gators and all that stuff. Peter Pan was a horror movie to me as a kid because of that fucking thing with the clock inside of him. So, keeping that in mind,
Mr. Wick.
I was. Ooh, yes. Keeping that in mind, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I knew either way I was going to go see it because this. Am I coming in clear?
No.
Oh. Well,
So talk like an actual person.
Continue.
Was I not
Keep going.
just?
Keep
Okay,
going.
Yeah, going into this, I knew I was going to see it either way because this movie played on my fears and I wanted to see just how it would execute it. But going in, I was expecting it to be just kind of a fun, dumb movie. I wasn't expecting any true substance from it.
It's not going to be like Midsummer.
No, not in the slightest. This is just going to be like a fun, dumb movie to turn your brain off to.
Yeah.
But I came out of it surprisingly really liking it and having really been sucked up in the story and kind of a bit of the drama that was surrounding it. I mean, obviously the gators were the big selling point, and yeah, but there was surprisingly more to it than I wasn't expecting. So I really liked it coming out of it.
This is the first episode where we have somebody who has like a legitimate fear of the subject matter in the movie.
That's true.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Because I never thought that would be a thing, especially gators of all things that you're definitely afraid of. Not that there isn't a fear factor there, because if I was face to face with one, I'm pretty sure that anybody
with a living dinosaur.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure anybody would freak the fuck out.
Honestly, just thinking about them right now, just really focusing in on them, I'm getting shudders. Like, I'm not kidding about this. They scare me.
Good. Proud of you.
Bit of a tangent here, but there's a scene in one of the Jackass movies where they play a prank on one of the guys' parents by putting a live-ass crocodile or alligator or whatever it is in their house, and they walk in and are deathly afraid of it. I'm afraid somebody's going to prank me with that one day, where I walk into my house and somebody just put an alligator in there, and it's going to...
I mean, we weren't going to...
Alec, put on the budget, we need a fucking gator.
Exactly, yeah, we weren't going to do that.
Yeah, and at this point, it's a good time to tell you guys that in a year I'm moving out to California, so...
Great.
We can get a gator out there. You ever been to the San Diego Zoo?
Ship a goddamn gator out to fucking California.
Gators on a plane.
Have you seen the shit I've accomplished?
That's the next movie we're gonna make. Gators on a plane.
Gators on a plane.
Anyways, but okay. Go on to Alec, and then I'll sit here and talk.
Okay, all right. So before the bitching begins, I really had no opinions one way or another going into the movie. I thought the CGI, left something to be desired. But what kind of excited me was it was being produced by Sam Raimi, and I didn't find out until I think I went right into the movie that it was directed by...
we saw it in the credits, and I heard you point it out.
Yeah, Alexander Ajay, I think his name is.
The guy who made Piranha 3D.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He has an affinity for creature movies.
Yeah.
Didn't he also make one of the Hills Have Eyes movies?
Yeah, he made the remake of Hills Have Eyes, and he also made the remake for Evil Dead.
No, that wasn't him. That was Fede Alvarez.
Right,
I don't know how you pronounce his first name. I'm so sorry if you were watching this.
I think I just made the association because of Sam Raimi. Mm-hmm. But no, Sam Raimi, just his involvement in whatever it was, just a producer credit. Hey, can we put your name on this movie? Sure. That kind of excited me. Yeah.
Why not?
I love sticking up for the up-and-comers. That's what he sounds like, right? Like a 50s dad? Like, that's Swell Slugger.
Think he's...
Who hurt you? Who the hell hurt you? Good.
Yeah. No, but seeing the movie, again, I didn't really have strong opinions of it one way or another going in. And leaving... I guess I was a little more impressed than I was expecting in some ways, and a little more disappointed than I was expecting in other ways. For example, I like to read things, and some of the things I read happen to be about, alligators and crocodiles and their hunting habits, for example, and just it was kind of weird. Something I thought about throughout the entire movie was I'm not seeing these gators do like their one hunting technique throughout the entire movie until we get to the last scene,
which was,
oh god, somebody go get that cat.
Oh my.
And we're back. So slight technical issue there. So when you think of a gator and like hunting, you think of the grab and twist kind of method. Mm-hmm. And we only saw that one time in the entire movie at the end. And it was in really deep water too, which I don't think they're really known for. But that's just my like really elementary class scientific knowledge getting in the way of my enjoyment of a fucking movie. But overall, it was just fine. There were a few good jump scares. And then there was just some shit that really had me questioning, like, why am I seeing the muzzle flash from this gun firing when the gun is inside an entire fucking alligator?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That barrel is not anywhere where the muzzle flash is going to be.
It was entirely underwater, yes.
It wasn't just underwater. The gun was inside an alligator. Yeah. You're not going to see a muzzle flash from that, especially around a corner where the dad was.
I don't know a lot about guns, but you wouldn't see a light, correct?
Exactly.
It's like fire in space. Yeah.
The muzzle flash is just that, that slight heat
I thought
release
it was the burst, like the friction, correct?
Well, I don't want to get too much into gun mechanics, but, bullets fire because of tiny controlled explosions, and the muzzle flash, that burst of explosion at the end of the barrel when a gun is fired, that's what we see is just a quick flash in movies. So the fact that they were doing that when it was inside of a whole fucking alligator really just kind of took me out of the scene. I don't know how we're seeing this. I don't know how Dad is seeing this from around the corner, because that's the lighting effect, to let them know that in addition to the gunshots, there's a gun firing. But you shouldn't be able to see that when it's inside an entire alligator.
Speaking as somebody who knows dick all about gun mechanics or hunting habits of alligators or anything, that didn't really bother me.
Okay, and I was thinking about that too. Like maybe somebody doesn't think about it. Yeah,
I questioned it a lot. I have this man who I live with who'd probably know, and I'm probably gonna have to ask him. But that was something I definitely thought about that. Like, it bothered me for a solid 5 minutes while sitting there, trying to think. Is this a thing that's possible? Not it's a fucking horror movie. They're gonna take their own liberties, all that kind of stuff. So we have to understand. Yeah, we have to understand to a certain extent, but. Come on, man. Okay.
Didn't bother me.
So have you said your piece so that way I can start?
Yes, please. Okay. Let it begin.
Okay, so when I first walked into the movie, I want everyone to really kind of get the gist of this. I don't like creature movies. Like creature horror movies. I'm not saying so I love Jaws. That'll be one of the only exception. I meant real life ones. I didn't like Piranha. I didn't like it.
That's fair.
There was this movie I think it was called Breed. That was about dogs, rabid dogs, and it's really really old. But it's shit like that with dog not like Creature from the Black Lagoon. I like stuff like that.
So real life creatures.
I guess but dramatizations of real life creatures and what they're capable of.
Cujo.
Kinda, but I did like Cujo. Again, there are certain exceptions to this rule because sometimes things will really take me in.
Yeah.
This wasn't one of those times. I was immediately not happy to go see it just because of that fact alone. Just because I'm not normally down for this kind of thing. Will I tell you that I was entertained? Actually, yeah, I was entertained. But did I like it? I don't know if you can be not like it and still be entertained at the exact same time. I was laughing.
I think that's possible.
I was laughing almost the entire time through the movie. Just at her dramatic looks and all that kind of stuff. It just really took me out of it to the point where I was cackling. To me, it just really did not get me. Really did not get me. It was shit like that. I found a fucking fact online, which I actually didn't know. So Haley's father at one point in time tells her to swim faster to get to the boat. And so alligators can swim up to 20 miles per hour, right? The fastest, so Michael Phelps can only swim about 6 miles per hour.
Wow.
What did you expect out of this bitch?
Wow.
Yeah.
Apex Predator.
Exactly. Which was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, by the way.
Yeah.
Apex fucking Predator. Come on, who the fuck do you think you are?
That just made me think of Chronicle.
Yeah, the entire time, immediately after the dad said that in the flashback, I was thinking of fucking Dane DeHaan. Yeah.
God damn it.
Worked better in that movie, I'll admit.
It was that fact alone, because again, like I said, for these podcasts, I did a lot of research and stuff like that, because I didn't want to sound like an idiot. I'm not
like me.
Yeah, I'm not used to being around crocodiles. It's not a thing that I'm normally around.
Yeah.
We live in West Virginia,
and I'm happy about that.
Not normally a thing. So I don't know, but this was definitely a weird fact that really took me out of it. The little bit of that I had, I'm like, yeah, she's kind of like a badass lady. I'm like, no, that's all gone now. That fact is gone. I wish with the real creature horror movies, there was some realism to it, because alligators are scary. And during this hurricane, these are things that actually happen. Mm-hmm. These are things that
probably
people have
happened
died this way with
at least tenfold during Katrina.
Yeah. I have a trivia question we'll get to later that kind of I'll elaborate on that, yeah. But no, I did not like this fucking movie. I will not be watching it again. But was I entertained by just the comical aspect of the fact that she's apparently faster than the fucking alligator? Yes.
Well, it's the same logic that Shaggy can run alongside Scooby-Doo in the cartoon when Great Danes are supposed to run at a great length.
This was supposed to be a comedy. This took itself way too fucking seriously.
Shaggy is faster than Usain Bolt.
Oh my god. It took itself way too fucking seriously for something like that. For me to be able to be like, okay, well, we can take some liberties here.
I really did. I agree with you. I did wish it would have had a little bit more self-awareness.
Yeah, or else I think it would have been scarier. Yeah.
Because there were some dramatic aspects in the movie that really could have worked. I really did
You chased mom away?
Well, no, I liked how they contrasted her family problems with a family of alligators living in their crawl space, just protecting their eggs.
Also,
Speaking of which,
in Florida, they don't have basements.
yeah, there was a big thing that was being made about that.
Like, that's not a
only
thing.
a couple do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking about the family, I liked the family dynamic in
Yeah.
this for the most part. I liked how the whole conflict of just you pushed mom away and all that. It was just like, it was actually like, no, we had a mutual understanding. We weren't working together as a couple. We stayed together because of you and your sister. But once y'all were out the door, like, there was really we both realized there was really no way we could keep this going. And so it was a mutual understanding. And I just thought that was kind of unique because I don't see that as much in movies. There's usually a much more contrived, like, dramatic thing with the family of just like, this was what was going on.
That the dad wasn't like holding a grudge about the divorce, and it was interesting to see that a child was holding a grudge about it, albeit an adult child.
She's in college, right?
Yeah. Like she's going to lose
College
a scholarship
swim
if
team.
she can't make a time. Yeah.
Now, I normally am a sucker for a daddy-daughter story, just because of a similar relationship with my father. But the plot did not get me like I guess it did you guys.
Honestly,
I wasn't there.
I'm glad you brought that up because remember a few weeks ago, or I guess a few weeks ago when we were talking about Child's Play, I brought up the point that even though both of the actors, the kid playing Andy and Aubrey Plaza, were very good, I didn't feel the connection between the two of them as much within the movie. I honestly felt like it was the exact opposite with this one. Like, I really felt the connection between this daughter and this father, that they had an estranged relationship, but that they could still talk to each other, and they could still acknowledge the fact that, yes, we are family. And I liked the family dynamic between them in this movie. I thought the way they worked through this, it felt weird to say, but it felt kind of natural for this situation. Like, a lot of it was trying to figure out how do we get out of this and what do we do, but
like it's a survival story.
It is a survival story, but the moments that they had where they were just talking about their lives and just how much they love each other deep down, for me, it never really felt contrived. It felt natural at this stage.
It felt like the actors were really giving their best for those scenes.
And for a fucking Gator movie.
Well, yeah, because like when you're in a movie like this, with a kind of contrived monster that you're just trying to survive from, as an actor, you're always looking for challenges and trying to like actually show off your craft. So when you get those scenes few and far between where you actually get to show that off, I think you're going to give it your all.
Yeah. And you need that weight in there to offset just the insanity of these monsters and these creatures coming after you, because then it could get a little more ridiculous. So to have that drama there, to keep it weighed down, and to really I think it adds a lot to the fact that, like, okay, these are real people in this situation. They're not just characters. Like, these seem like real people, and to that end, like, you want to see them get out of this.
Now, in that regard, I kind of disagree, because I don't think the writing was really that great for the movie.
I kind of wanted to see one of them die, and I was hella disappointed.
They just kept throwing in a bunch of
I was kept worrying
characters.
I was worrying the most about the dog.
I think everybody was worried about the dog. We were all worried about the dog. What would have been a really neat little moment, what they would have done, is when the dog's swimming towards the dad, of which I mentioned this to you, would have been just a full-blown and then taken of the fucking dog. If you were really trying to shock people, which you didn't with this fucking movie, I'm sorry. You're making a gator horror movie, and they ate one person too.
Oh, they ate a few people.
Okay, no, I lied to you.
Like
So
they
ate 5 people, but none of the main cast.
No, they kept on making all these like superfluous side characters with the
just to get them
sole
eaten?
Purpose of being eaten. Yeah.
Yeah. There was the one guy who knew her sister. Yeah, the guard dude, and then his friend.
You dated.
Yeah. Who else was there? And the people robbing the convenience store.
There were the 3 people at the and that kind of worked because it adds some drama and tension, because she's trying to get their attention,
and they actually see her.
But like, let's be honest, they fucking existed just to be eaten.
Yeah.
They did. And it felt really forced, I guess. I don't know if I want to use forced.
It didn't feel all that forced to me. Like, I agree. A lot of these side characters were totally
kind of situation. Like
they
Harry
were
Potter.
totally made just to be eaten.
Yeah.
But it's like, when watching it, I realized this, but I didn't really care. I was just I was wrapped up in the fun of it all, and it just didn't really get to me,
Yeah.
in all honesty.
See,
Okay.
it did the fuck out of me. So, like, I can't...
So, there is one thing that I kind of want to bring up, veering slightly off into a different sect of this.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the movie The Shallows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking about that.
I was thinking about that movie
yeah.
a lot during watching this, and I feel like, in some respects, this movie did stuff better. And
Really?
in other respects, The Shallows was much better. And one of the things that The Shallows did so much better was it made you hate that fucking shark.
Yeah.
It made you want to see it just fucking die, and to see this character, Blake Lively, get out of this. And it had an amazing payoff for
Yeah.
that. You just fucking diving down and just getting impaled by all those those spikes down there. I wanted that in this movie.
See, again,
and I didn't really feel that as much with the
You're
gators.
not fucking Jaws. I'm not into the big shark movies like Meg.
The Meg.
Fuck that. I refuse to watch that.
Meg.
Shark Week's coming up.
Shark Week is coming up.
Oh God.
Shut up, Meg.
But I'm just not. I wasn't into The Shallows, and I fucking love Blake Lively. I liked Gossip Girl, and I like that she's fucking the most beautiful man in Hollywood. Like, it's just great. Like,
She's not fucking Hugh Jackman.
She's not fucking Danny DeVito.
wow. I don't even know where to continue off of this now.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Again, I'm just not into those type of movies, so I can't agree with you. I just can't.
I forgot what topic were we? Oh, The Shallows, yeah.
We were talking about, and I
Danny
brought it
DeVito
up
clouded
to
my mind.
Other shark movies or other real life creature movies.
See now the reason I was thinking of The Shallows the entire time I was watching Crawl was because of you're comparing like the real life creature movies to each other. And I don't think Jaws was the first, but Jaws kind of like is the gold standard.
Jaws
those.
really brought it there, at least for me.
Yeah, yeah. And The Shallows is leaps and bounds better than this movie, better than Crawl. I loved The Shallows. It did a lot of things really well that are just really hard to do for movies in a modern setting. Like, there are articles out there that the cell phone is the worst fucking thing to ever happen to writers. Because it's hard to like build tension between characters who are at distances when you can just fucking ring each other up. Like imagine how Romeo and Juliet would have wound up if they had cell phones.
And just be like, hey yo bitch. Yeah.
Don't kill yourself. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Solid.
So I feel like the Shallows really accomplished that really well. But every other movie, and this movie included, just finds a way to get that out of the picture.
Yeah.
So like they initially in this movie try to work it into the tension. She dropped her phone, like anybody's gonna fucking drop their phone these days, like 10 feet behind her and has to go get it when the first crocodile shows up.
Gator.
Or whatever.
That thing.
Yeah. And then
That guy with the tennis ball.
and then it gets crushed by one of the gators. So it's out of the picture. It's not a factor anymore.
Yeah.
So it kind of cheapens the tension, I think.
Yeah.
When a writer tries to find cop outs for these solutions, really. Even though the hurricane itself would have been a perfectly fine way of going about that. Like, you got your phone, you risked your life, you got your leg nearly bitten off. And now you can't call anyone because there's just no fucking cell towers in service.
I wonder, did it say how long he was down there for?
Like a day?
I think it was about a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out, I was thinking about it in my head, I'm like, how long were they trying to call him? What was going on? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got lost.
Like the sister was just trying to call him when the storm was coming in. And
Yeah, he
she
just
called
wasn't
him.
answering.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was that long a time.
Okay.
No.
Because, I mean, those wounds had to have been pretty fresh, I would assume.
Yeah.
For him to still be up and kicking around. How the hell is he not dead by the end of the movie? I have no fucking idea. How did she not break her arm by doing that twist thing?
Yeah.
No fucking idea.
Yeah.
No idea. That's what...
How many times do you have to be inside of a gator?
Exactly. Like, how many times is it going to take for you to lose a limb?
Yeah. Like Dad lost a limb.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a great scene.
Brutal.
Yeah.
But she got like her whole leg inside of a gator and her whole arm inside
And
of a
she
gator.
was still able to like run around.
And to swim.
I don't know if
Also,
yeah,
Dad
and
was able to run around with a broken leg too.
Yeah.
And carry a dog.
Stilt.
Yeah, he
what is it called?
Splint. His
Splint?
leg is splinted, but like you're gonna need a lot of fucking assistance,
Yeah.
especially if you're carrying an 80-pound dog.
And also putting all your own weight on said leg.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, again, it's a horror movie, so there's going to take its own liberties, I guess. But there was a lot of unrealistic expectations out of these normal humans
Yeah.
that I didn't understand.
Speaking of unrealistic expectations, one of the other things that kind of annoyed me about the movie was, remember the scene when they finally got out of the house and they decide to go get the boat so they can speed away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they should know that the first thing they should do is to try to make it up to the roof.
Yeah.
You would think if
Yeah.
you knew the waters were going to rise like that to get to the roof.
Also,
I feel like they should have
knew the water was infested with gators.
And the dam was about to, or whatever it was about
The
to
levee,
break.
yeah.
The levee, and I feel like they should have anticipated that in this, because they do make it up to the roof eventually, and
They
it's
do.
like, I just found myself
When they have
wondering, like,
no other choice.
why didn't you do this earlier? This would have been a much simpler
I thought kind of the same
alternative.
thing. I don't know if
Yeah.
I remember. I thought I told you that when we were sitting there. I kind of thought the exact same thing like that. That'd be the first place I would
Just
go. was just
get
the
up to
roof.
higher ground, yeah.
Yeah.
Get away from the gators.
Yeah.
And you have more of a
just
chance
wait
of
for
the
medical
helicopter
attention, yeah.
of spotting
To
you.
see you, and if you had those flares, you knew you had those
Yeah.
flares.
Oh yeah.
So that's where, like, as a survival story, it really pulls you out of it. Because they're not doing things that people who are trying to survive would actually do.
Not
Yeah.
normal human normal things.
Yeah.
It just tries to keep them in the house with the gators as much as possible. Obviously,
And, like,
they're
they
fear
really
factors.
try to keep them in the house. Like, that levee breaks, they're already in the boat, and it just fucking pushes them right back into their house. I laughed in the theater when that happened.
Oh yeah, we both did. We
Yeah.
both cackled really hard when that happened. There was a lot of moments when I laughed like that. I'm just the worst type of person. I don't know if it's I'm a shitty person or it's just the movie was shitty itself.
Yeah.
But
Why not both?
I think both. It's just I just could not get into that movie. But granted, it was entertaining. Like if you got me drunk and we were sitting there and be like, let's put on this fucking movie, I'd be like, oh hell yeah.
Keep a lookout for the drunk review of Crawl.
Oh, I'd love to be on that.
Jesus Christ.
I'll get Joel in on that too. I'm sure he'd love to weigh in.
Yeah, that's what we need, a drunk Joel.
It's
Oh, that's
exactly
fun.
what we need. But yeah. So I've never actually been in a hurricane, so I
Nor
don't
have I.
necessarily know. I mean, we live obviously in a landlocked state. Have you? Because you've lived.
I've been in mostly coastal cities for my life just because of the Navy. But I can't say that I've really been in a situation like that. The closest I got to it was when I wasn't living in a coastal city. When I lived in San Antonio, Texas, Gulf of Mexico, you get some big storms in there, big hurricanes, and they just grow, and those arms are reaching inland pretty far.
Yeah.
So we got like really bad storms because of those hurricanes, but we weren't like at the epicenter of them along the coast. So I never really had to deal with anything like that.
Yeah.
I have dealt with natural disasters before, though. Like when I lived in San Diego, one of the most massive wildfires in state history occurred when I was just a child, and I remember waking up one morning, looking out the window because my parents came and got me and told us, "Hey, look out the window," and
There's the fire, kids! Everybody watch!
yeah, the entire sky, the entire horizon is just bright
Red.
orange, yeah, and there's smoke in the air.
Oh my god.
And I lived on a military base at the time, and everybody else was getting evacuated except for us for some reason. I don't know who my parents pissed off, but we evacuated ourselves, and just went to a friend's house who was kind of a little more out of the danger zone, and sort of waited it out for a day or two.
Did you
But-
take the highway to the danger zone?
I could imagine it being a pretty terrifying experience.
Well, as a kid, I just didn't really know what was really going on.
Okay.
I'm trying to think how old I was.
Because I've never been in a natural disaster scenario.
I take back what I said earlier. I was on the outskirts of when Hurricane Sandy came around.
Yeah.
I think we all were. If we were all
we
around
got
at the
some
same
of that.
time. We got
torrential
some of
downpour,
that.
yeah.
But obviously
We got
not as
some of the rain, but
not as bad as obviously not as bad as how
New
other
York.
people got it, like
Yeah.
New York and New Jersey. But
Yeah. So,
damn.
so I've been in like a survival. I don't even know what I would call it a survival situation. Like, I don't remember my parents really freaking out. Like we took the safe option and left just in case. But I've never been in such an extreme survival situation, like it being in the asshole of a hurricane.
when they were literally in the eye of the fucking hurricane.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus goddamn Christ, that has to be horrifying in itself.
Yeah.
And I really wish that we would have seen more of that horrific, just the hurricane alone.
half the horror could have come from the hurricane,
Really.
instead of
Because
all
that's-
just coming from the gators.
Again, I couldn't imagine going through something like that. But it has to be horrifying, especially being inside of it like that. I mean, we've all seen like Twister and all that kind of fun, all that kind of stuff with natural disaster situations.
Not technically a hurricane, but the movie The Impossible
Okay.
with Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts, that's focusing on the horrors of when a tsunami hits. That is exactly like what you're saying. It's a horrifying portrayal of what it's like to be within the eye
Yeah.
of a tsunami, and just the
'Cause you
horror
can't
that comes
control
with
it.
it. You cannot control it. You just have to try to survive it.
Yeah, because they were also trying to defeat that and as well the Gators at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And I really, really wish, I feel like that would have taken a cooler turn if they would have showed more of that aspect instead of, our relationship is broken. We
Yeah,
have to
it's-
fix that now because of the Gators.
That's the thing too with those scenes, is that they kind of come out of nowhere. They really try to shoehorn them in, I think.
Why didn't you
I
love
don't
me?
know.
Like anytime there's some breathing room, it's you left Bob.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I didn't mind that, because just thinking about it, I was like, well, if I kind of came to the realization that I'm probably going to die today with this person that is my father, and
sure
I have
everything's wrapped up.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
just say stuff to him to, try to clear some things up at least,
Why
and to
do
get
you
this
hate
baggage
Bob?
out of the way. Like that thought was with me, so that didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in for like an animal movie, I really want to see like some fucking full blown animals. Like, you know what I mean? This is what we signed up for. When you say that we're doing a crocodile movie, I want the crocodiles eating
Alligator.
people.
There's a difference.
I don't
You're
give
a
a shit.
difference.
Don't give a shit.
Tell me
Stop
something I
it.
don't know.
See, I'm going to disagree with you there. And we had this conversation on the way here. So many people complain about, to give an example, Pacific Rim. Cut the human drama bullshit. I just want to see giant monsters punching, giant robots, and vice versa.
Because some
But-
people sign up for like the action movie being what the action movie is. I mean, obviously you got to jack off to Fast and Furious somehow. You're just sitting there fucking watching that.
I mean, just sweaty
It's-
Vin Diesel is enough for me. But
Sweaty Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through a lot of
I
stuff.
will prefer Sweaty
Badly.
Rock. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I like
And
it.
Jason
oh,
Statham.
man of culture. Okay.
Yes. And Jason Statham, the British.
Any
Just not Vin Diesel.
When you just get a movie that's just about fucking crocodiles or alligators, Nick.
Yes, thank you.
Just 90 minutes of alligators eating people. You might get some memorable scenes out of that, but the whole thing isn't going to really stick with you. I mean, it's just the argument about what art in general as a human phenomenon means. It's about humans.
You think this was art?
Is it a film?
God, I guess.
Was there writing? Was there
Little bit.
photography? There was a little bit of writing, yeah, and it wasn't great writing, but no, like
It's
in,
definitely something.
for another example, Godzilla fans will always complain with every movie that comes out, less humans, more Godzilla. But the movies, the reason they have an impact, the reason they stay with us, and why that particular franchise has been going for so long is because of the humans.
Yeah, but the
Because
thing
of
is
drama.
that
That's why this
that's
most recent one was
Godzilla.
so less received.
And Godzilla has been in people's lives for how long now?
65 years.
I think.
So this is a little bit different story. This is some B little horror movie with the Gator movie. You're trying to fucking. It's a fucking.
It's a fucking
gator movie, man. Like I want to see like gators eating people, not destroying a father-daughter relationship.
Or mending one, but
Maybe that's what we all need is to go through some kind of gator tragedy.
it cost me an arm and a leg to get my daughter back.
See, like we just had this conversation with Midsummer. That had depth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This wasn't. They're not even in the same playing field.
It was really sloppy writing, and I agree with that. But
and if you're gonna have sloppy writing, at least fucking let me see some alligators fucking desecrate some shit.
Okay, I can agree with you there, but I believe fully that if you want to even attempt to make your movie have a lasting impact, you need to have a compelling human drama at the heart of it.
Which is fine.
I didn't think this one was that bad.
But the thing is that normally I would agree with you, but for something that was already going to be this bad, as soon as you say alligator movie, I'm immediately going to be like, oh my god.
But not everybody has that same reaction.
Yeah. Well, that's
I hear alligator movie, and I think that's going to be the most terrifying fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Don't at me, bro.
You live in West Virginia. Do you think an alligator...
I don't fucking care. I have seen YouTube videos.
I hear alligator movie, and I think, oh, cool, I like alligators.
I don't know.
That's my contribution.
Great.
Yeah.
For you.
I'm helpful.
Good job. Good job. It's just... I don't know, man. Just don't know.
That's fair.
Okay, so I do have one trivia question because we are, again, running out of time.
Okay.
As we normally do, run out this fucking clock.
We do that.
Yes.
Okay. So, what hurricane was this movie inspired by?
Katrina.
Is it Katrina?
No.
Is it
Sandy? Gaston?
No.
Squidward.
No, I mean, it is recent.
Think
of all the letters that we have, because normally hurricanes go down by, it goes to the alphabet, correct?
Yeah, but that's each season.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Picard, Gainway, Luke,
This is
Shatner, Stewart.
Alright, should I just say it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Hurricane Florence, apparently this was inspired by a true event that happened with alligators.
Oh, wow.
Ouch.
Yeah.
You just shit on those people's stories.
Pretty much.
No.
Pretty much. Now, granted, if I would have seen like a true...
Yeah.
this would have been a little
If
bit
it had been
of a
treated with
different
more
story.
respect.
If it would have been treated with that kind of respect,
Yeah.
of, hey, this actually happened to people, why don't we tell their story? That would have been a different...
that
I would
No,
have been
this
a
is
little
just
bit more
taking
down.
that scenario.
Yeah. I would have been a little bit more down to see something along those lines.
Yeah.
But that was really interesting. I didn't realize that they had based it off of something. But I guess this
Shit happens.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I would assume this kind of shit happens. Or like forest fires. We got bears coming out of fucking nowhere.
Fire bears.
Times out. I told you only you can prevent wildfires.
This is because of you. Inaction on climate change. A lot of subtext.
I want to make that movie one day. That'll be the movie to change public perception on
I
climate
was
change.
trying to figure out how to make a Yogi Bear joke, but it just never. I just could not figure out how to get it out.
This
of
is
my
quite
mouth.
a hell of a wildfire we got here, boo boo.
Anyways, what I
We're
was trying
totally
to say,
fucked, Yogi.
I don't even know where I was going with that. You just completely shit. Just
I gave you the
directly
razzle dazzle.
inside of my ass. Okay, so any fucking ways. So Rotten Tomatoes gave this a fucking 85% on their tomato meter, which was actually that just astounded the shit out of me. And I'm pretty sure it was more than Midsummer.
I think so. Didn't Midsummer had an 82?
Compared
Wow.
to 85.
Well, I don't put much stock in Rotten Tomatoes ratings because that's an aggregator score. So like that could be like 85% of people who reviewed it were like, it was okay, it was good.
That's exactly what it is, though. Like Rotten Tomatoes, it's not even. It doesn't even base people on base its aggregate score on whether people gave it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It analyzes text reviews and determines whether the words used indicate a generally favorable review or a not generally favorable review.
Yeah, it's all
and then
generally.
it makes a binary score based off of that, and then aggregates it. So, 85% of people of the critics generally liked it, compared to 82 or 83% for Midsummer. So just a lot of misunderstandings with Rotten Tomatoes. So don't really, base whether or not you're going to see a movie on a fucking score like that. Just go out and see the fucking movie. Make your own opinion.
Yeah.
So
I stand that.
yeah. And this is a lot more like mainstream appeal, I think, than Midsummer.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Because I did like this movie, albeit later. I did like this movie, but I will freely admit that it does play it very safe compared to Midsummer, and it doesn't tackle heavy topics like that movie did.
Oh, yeah.
So I think...
It's really hard to put them in the same playing field.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I just really shocked me looking at that score. Being like, I didn't realize a lot of people would like a movie like this.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have guessed it would get more than like an 80%.
Yeah.
Like it seems so generic, honestly.
It got more than the new Child's Play movie.
And that already shocked me that got as high of a score as it did, too.
Yeah.
Like, going into it. So, weird trend we're noticing this summer.
Kind of. Horror movies are going... I mean, obviously, the mecca of all horror movies that are going to be this year is It.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody's looking forward to at this point. At least from what I've been asking around.
I mean, it was
what else is coming out?
Exactly.
Aside from that, like
The most things I was excited about coming out this year, like at the very beginning of this year, was Child's Play and It. And then I saw the Midsummer, and then that changed a little bit when I saw like the Midsummer advertisement. And I saw this advertisement, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go see that with Alec. And then
just saying, I was most excited for Happy Death Day 2U.
Not bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that film.
Yeah. Not bad.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Aw. Okay, well, with that being said, let's get the absolute fuck out of here. Thank you so much for
Well,
watching.
aren't we going to do a rating?
Nick, I forgot. Yes, we are going to do a rating.
What would you do
Screaming
without
Peaches.
me?
I know. Okay, so let's go around the table and give it a
Probably
Screaming
like
Peach
2
rating.
more podcasts.
Honestly, you guys will probably take great pleasure in knowing this. You actually bumped my rating down a little bit from what it was originally going to be, because a lot of what you guys were bringing up, it did kind of make me think about some stuff and like, okay, maybe I still like the movie, but maybe not as much as I thought I did.
We're influencers.
Yeah, fuck you. So honestly, it's probably a 7 for me, but it's barely a 7. It's barely at a 7 to the point where just like if I thought about it a little more, it could easily go down to a 6. So
It's a 6. 6 Screaming Peaches. Like, it was entertaining.
I was definitely entertained.
There were some aspects about it that I liked that I wish would have been stronger. And then there were some things that I was just really questioning the entire time and took me out of it. So, solid 6. Try better next time.
I'm going to be really generous and give it a 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Only on the sole fact that I was at least engaged. Because I was entertained because of how bad it was.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there giggling like, what the fuck are they going to do next? I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I was just sitting there like shaking. I kept looking at Alec. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You did this to me.
I spent $5 to see this movie. Yeah, 5 out of 10 for me. 5 out of 10. I don't think it's gonna. It could get worse.
It's hard for Sam Raimi to be involved with something that isn't at least entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as
Oz the Great and Powerful is the one exception.
don't you hurt him by even mentioning it.
I'm sorry. I'm sure he wants to forget
The
that.
guy who made fucking Evil Dead. If he says okay, then I can at least give it a meh.
Did I bring up bad memories for you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Anyways,
Remember Spider-Man.
Anyways. Thank you all for listening. I'm so sorry that I almost forgot about the fucking Screaming Peach. I would have been so mad at myself later. I would have
You're
been
welcome.
yelling at Alec.
You're
I would have
welcome.
been like,
Cut
son
it
of a
in.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening, and I'm really, really sorry for taking you on this fucked up journey of my thoughts on Crawl. And I'm really glad you at least got some people who did like it. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
A decent amount. It might not crack. Well, I mean, there haven't been a lot of great movies to come out this year that I've seen, so
It's been kind of a bummer year.
yeah, there have only been like 4 like really legitimately great ones. So it might make the bottom of my top 10, but I'd have to really think about it.
I can't wait for like the end of the year, like our New Year's talk, and they'll like talk about all of them for this whole year.
Cannot wait for
figure
that
out what our
shit.
favorite horror movies were this year. I'm not going to be unsurprised if it's like the
So far for me,
chapter.
it's Happy Death Day 2,
Okay.
but at least I'm pretty sure it is.
So far, I think it might be Midsummer.
Yeah.
Actually, I completely forgot about Midsummer. Yeah, fuck that.
How did you forget about Midsummer?
We just
talked about it.
My mind was full of gator fear.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. All right,
Yes.
anyways, thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to a Peaches and Scream podcast. My name is Ellie, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.